parenting time complaint against her for an incident that allegedly occurred on August 4 of 2023.
Fuck.
Dr. Smith is ordered to pay $4,188 a month in spousal support. How much are you supposed to pay a month on the other one?
It's a little over $2,000 a month.
How are you surviving?
My girlfriend.
Are your girlfriend supporting you?
Yes.
You better pay your girlfriend back. You understand? So shame on you, but you better pay her back. Mr. Miller is present in person. So Mr. Miller, you have a balance owed of arrearages only in the amount of $10,329.55. We adjourned this matter back in August because you said you were waiting on a decision from Social Security.
Yeah, and they had this appeal from Meridian got put in, so I'm waiting on that right now.
Okay, move the microphone kind of towards you a little bit. There you go, you can move it. Say that again.
I'm waiting on, I had a meeting with Meridian, the lady helps you fill all your paperwork out. Some of my paperwork wasn't right, so I had to redo stuff.
Okay, and so when do you think you'll have
She
it?
said 2 to 3 weeks last week, so
2 to 3 weeks before a decision?
yeah, it should, she said it should be.
Okay, so I'm gonna set this out to October 28th, and Mr. Miller, when we come back on October 28th, bring some paperwork with you from them. Okay, if you receive it, then I need you to immediately, once you get your paperwork, take it down to front of the court. Jeff Anderson is your caseworker, so just come here to the basement level, check in at the front window, and make sure you get all that information to Mr. Anderson, okay? All right, you're all set. Thank you. He's not in my waiting room. He is not in the courtroom. This is the date and time set for a show cause. Mr. Blaylock was supposed to pay $200 a month. He has an arrearage of $8,975.59. Mr. Vasquez or Ms. Sinkowitz, I'm going to guess that he was on probation for felony child support. Is that why it mentions once he was released from probation, he no longer made payments?
I don't have that information, Your Honor. Caseworker did not notice that.
Okay, I was just curious. All right, he hasn't made a payment since July in the amount of $50. So I'm going to issue a bench warrant for his arrest, and I'm going to set bond in the amount of $2,000 cash. Mr. Clack, we have a monthly charge of $465 a month. You have an arrearage today of $12,795.23. When we were back in July, you reported William R. Curtis as your employer and out income withholdings the same day. We have not received a payment from them, full month's payments. We did receive 2 payments in August and 2 in September. So
Yeah, they've been taking it out.
Right. So what I'm going to tell you is you're ordered to pay $465 a month. You need to pay down your arrearage too. So
I've been paying extra each week.
Okay.
Through the court.
How much did you pay last month total?
Well, they took the $119 per week out every paycheck last month, and then I'll pay like another $50 to $75 a week on top of that through the court, through the portal.
Your Honor, those 119 payments, they're being split between 2 cases. That's the issue.
So Mr. Clack, you have another child support case?
Yes.
All right. So Mr. Clack, how much are you supposed to pay a month on the other one?
I don't know I don't know the exact number, but it's a little over $2,000 a month.
Okay, so Mr. Clack, one thing I'm going to tell you is you're required to pay all your payments, because if you don't pay them all, then a full payment doesn't go to ours.
I didn't know that it was getting split up because it just shows us one payment.
Okay, so hold on, listen to me. So they're going to take money out of your checks, and it's not going to cover what you owe. So you're responsible to go online and make sure you pay the full amount owed. If you're ordered to pay $260 or $2,000 out, your other file charges you $2,000 a month.
Yes.
When's the last time you had an income review on that one?
Your Honor.
Yeah.
It's actually $1,458 he's supposed to pay on that other case.
Okay, so Mr. Clack, a couple things. You need to, like, today, come to the front of the court I know you live in Waterford, but figure it out. Call the clerk's office. The number's on your paperwork under court telephone. You need to file for an income review. You're probably entitled to a free one and get that child support reduced, okay?
Okay,
If you don't, it's gonna be all on you and you're gonna end up with a felony child support case. So I would do that today and, call and paperwork you received in the mail with the notice to appear up in the top right under my name will be the court telephone. Call that, they'll explain to you how to do that. You need to do that right away. Because
Okay.
otherwise, this is just adding up. And
Yeah, I
so,
know.
but you need to pay the full amount owed every month to your, employer, and they're not gonna take that much out of your paycheck, so that leaves you responsible for paying the balance. So, all right, I'm gonna set this out to October 28th. You need to make more payments online, but when we come back, I wanna see that you filed for an income review and that you
Okay.
have a hearing date pending, okay?
all right, I'll do that today.
All right, so I'll see you back on October 28th. Thank you.
Thank you.
No scrolls. Thank you, ma'am. All right, let's see. All right, Mr. Carroll, why don't you come on up? This is in the matter of, let me see here. Where'd you go? Michelle McNamara versus Aaron Carroll, somebody with no name in here. All right, and Aaron Carroll is present in the courtroom, file number 23-51285 UN. So Mr. Carroll, I sent you down to make a payment. How much did you pay today? 50? All right, so Mr. Carroll, this is an arrearages only file. You owe $18,092.54, so it's probably $42.94 now. Mr. Carroll, the maximum penalty for contempt of court can be up to 45 days in jail on a first offense and 90 on a second. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Are you working?
No,
Okay, so you need to pay on this every month,
yeah,
okay? How are you surviving?
my girlfriend,
Are your girlfriend supporting you?
yes,
Okay, so I don't care how you do it, but you need to make a monthly payment. Do you understand?
yeah,
And I ordered you to pay $50 a month. And we only had one payment in September. And then you didn't, okay, September 1, and you paid another $50 today. All right, so Mr., who's the caseworker on this? I don't know who the caseworker is on this. So it looks like back in July, he was ordered to pay for July, August. One payment was made in September, so let's count that for July. You made a payment today, that's for August. So I'm still gonna need you to make a payment for September,
okay,
okay?
yeah,
Okay, and can you make that in the next week?
yeah,
All right, so by Friday, you gotta make another payment.
yeah, by Friday I should make another payment,
Okay, so you have to pay $50 a month,
okay, every month,
okay?
yeah,
All right, so I'm gonna set this out to October 28th to make sure you're doing that.
okay,
And make your payment, I mean, if you wanna come here in person, you can.
yeah,
But if you make your payment in person a week before and let your caseworker know, they'll probably adjourn it without you having to come in.
okay,
Okay, do you know who your caseworker is?
no,
So Mr. Vasquez and Ms. Senkowitz, my paperwork doesn't have a caseworker on it. Who's his caseworker?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Senkowitz is your caseworker. So, if at least 7 days before the hearing, you come in and you make the payment at the front window, they'll probably adjourn it out. And after you've been making payments for a while, they'll probably dismiss it.
okay,
Okay?
yes, thank you,
All right, thank you.
have a good day.
You too. Bye. What's your name, please? Please don't smoke and take your hat off, please.
Oh, sorry.
You were placed on probation. Were you on probation for a felony child support case?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so the last payment we received was $50 on July 18th of 24. And we haven't received any payments since then. Mr. Blaylock, where are you working?
I'm working at Saginaw Estates
Okay, where is that?
in Saginaw. It's
Okay,
it's a trailer park.
and what do you do there?
I'm maintenance. I rebuild trailers.
Are you paid via paycheck with taxes out?
No, ma'am. They give us a W-9. They pay us, and then we got to pay our own taxes and everything out.
Okay, so is this located on Dixie Highway in Saginaw?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is it 5653 Dixie Highway in Saginaw?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that's 48601.
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now, sir, you have a monthly charge of $200 a month. You have an arrearage, so you need to pay $250 a month. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a W-9, when do they pay you? Like once a week, twice a week, what?
On the 1st and the 15th.
Okay, so on the 1st, you need to pay $150, and on the 15th, you need to pay $150. And you need to pay that online unless you want to drive here. But do you have access to a computer?
I could pay it through the phone. I've been paying it online through my phone for all past 5 years. I missed last month, but I paid some this month.
So understand that's what you have to make, because they can recharge you with a felony for that. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
We can just do this over and over and over again. So if you got to pick up another part-time job, if your partner needs to kick in, whatever it is, you're going to need to pay $250 a month,
Yes, ma'am.
or we're going to be back to where we started from. So when's the last payment you made?
I made it, I believe, Thursday or Friday.
All right, how much did you pay?
I paid what I could right now was 25. I'm trying to find another job too because we were slow. Well, we're starting to pick up again.
Well, I will tell you, you're better off getting a job with paycheck,
Yes,
because
ma'am.
it's really hard to make payments on your own. So, all right, so Mr. Blaylock, I'm gonna adjourn this out to I'm gonna adjourn this out to Becky. Could I have a November date? I forgot it's almost October now. November 18th.
4th or 18th, yep, that's good.
All right, so Mr. Blaylock, I'm gonna adjourn this out to November 18. You're gonna have to zoom back in again. I want to see a $250 payment for October. And then I want to see at least half of that. Well, I should have 2 payments in November, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and I'm gonna quash the bench warrant I issued, and we'll see you back on November 18th, okay?
Okay, thank you so much, Your Honor.
Thank you. I have Rhonda Underwood appearing on behalf of Mr. Southwell. This is arrearages only. Mr. Southwell, you have an arrearage of $22,685. We did receive a $300 payment in June. We haven't received a July payment. We haven't received an August payment. We have not received a September payment. You were ordered to pay $200 a month. So you stated that you are working.
Yes, ma'am. They're taking it currently out of my paychecks now.
Okay,
I'm under the
and
impression that they were already previously doing that because they had sent the paperwork. But when I talked to my boss, she said she didn't know how to fill it out.
okay, so when you get your paycheck and the money is not taken out, you gotta make the payment.
I wasn't aware that it wasn't taken out though, because we don't get a stub. It's just direct.
But the onus is on you
Yes, I know.
to double check that. Okay, so you said they are taking it out of your paycheck
Yes.
now.
Yes.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna set this over to October 28th to monitor that.
Yes, ma'am.
If every payment's coming out the way it should be, and it's what we said, 200 a month?
It's 82 something is what they take out every week.
Okay, if that's happening before October 28th, your caseworker is, I don't have his caseworker information on this one either. It cut off, I think it was because it was too much text. Who's
Yeah,
the, Ms. Sienkiewicz?
It's Sue, so it's me until the new person is hired.
Okay, so Ms. Sienkiewicz is your caseworker in the interim. Ms. Pelham is gone. So if you call like the week before,
Yes, ma'am.
you can find out if it's been adjourned.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
all right, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Mr. Mason, this is a charging case from Nevada. We have an order that you are to pay $260 per month. You have an arrearage of $25,918.05. We were here on July 29th of 2024, and you were ordered to provide case status from Nevada. So we moved it to today for you to get that paperwork. Have you gotten that?
No, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I've talked to them and what it was, it had been 10 years since there was any action from either party, so they had dropped the case. And then when I got unemployment here in Michigan for when we had the COVID epidemic, it started taking money out again. So we're unsure where we stand right now.
Okay, so Mr. Mason, here's the deal. In Michigan, I can give you jail time for not paying your child support. If you don't pay your child support, eventually I can issue a bench warrant for you and you're gonna get picked up. On a first
Right.
contempt, it's 45 days in jail. On a second contempt, it's 90 days in jail. I'm sure you don't want to go to jail. So it's
Right.
really imperative, at the very least, you get a letter from the clerk there, because otherwise, if you continue to not pay any money, I'm gonna issue a bench warrant for you.
Right. I understand.
So, okay, so you're gonna have to like get on the phone with these people and talk at length. You might have to get an attorney there or something, I don't know, but you gotta
Yes,
do
ma'am.
it.
I think
Because
that's
I'm
the,
left, yeah, you know, I'm left with my only remedies. So I'm gonna set this out to October 28th for you to get that paperwork. And if you don't, I mean, you have to get it done, all right?
yes, yes,
And you know, and I'm sure an attorney won't charge that much just to go to the courthouse and get some paperwork for you. It's not like they'd be doing a hearing for you, all right?
yeah, I agree.
Okay, all right, we'll
Thank you,
see you
Judge.
back on October
All right.
28th. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Have a good one.
You too, if he failed to appear.
September 9th of this year.
All right, so Mr. Emmett, we're here on two things. One is failure to pay child support and one is failure to appear, both of which are crimes in the state of Michigan. So Mr. Emmett, you have no prior contempts. Hold on. So the maximum penalty you could receive in jail on a first contempt could be up to 45 days and on a second 90 days. So Mr. Emmett, you're ordered to pay $224 a month in child support. It looks like you probably were paying pretty steady for a while because your arrearage is not that high, but your arrearage is $3,584. So Mr. Emmett, you were previously ordered to pay $224 and well, we've not received any payments. So Mr. Emmett, are you in jail on anything else?
No, ma'am, currently I'm not in jail, but the reason why I was not able to make payments is because at the current time I was jobless, taking care of my kids that were living with at the time. I do have a job and did resubmit all my new information in so that way they could start garnishing my paychecks.
Okay, where are you working at?
I work at Glycon Corp in Tecumseh, Michigan now, ma'am.
Okay, and what's the name of the company again?
Glycon, GLYCON, Corp, CORP.
Okay, and has an income withholding been done or no?
I have no idea. I submitted my paperwork into the Friends of the Court last Friday. And I just found out that I had a warrant out for my arrest last Thursday.
Okay. All right, Ms. Sienkiewicz, did we receive that paperwork for his new employer?
I
Yes,
did.
sir.
Oh,
Yes, Your Honor.
I
Okay.
came into the
All right.
building.
Okay, so Mr. Emmett, you owe $224 a month. You got a little bit of an arrearage. I'm gonna slap $50 on there to start paying down the arrearage, which means you're gonna need to pay $274 a month. When you get paid weekly or bi-weekly, check your paycheck. If they haven't taken it out yet, pay it online or come in and pay it in person. Just that, you know, divide it by 2, divide it by 4, whatever your paycheck is, and make that quarterly or half a month payment until it starts coming out of your check. Okay?
And can I
I'm gonna
also
adjourn-
add, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Can I know of the day that I supposedly did a failure to appear? Because I never knew of that court date.
Okay, are you still living in Morenci?
No, ma'am, I am not. I live in my new
Okay,
address
hold
now.
on. Don't tell me your address on the record. Don't tell me your address on the record. Did you change your address in writing to the friend of the court?
Yes, ma'am, I have. I did that Friday as well.
So we've got that information now. We'll make sure it's changed in the system. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to adjourn this out to October 28th. Just to make sure that either you're making the payment or it's starting to come out of your check. You can zoom in for that, sir. So I'm gonna release you on a PR bond.
Okay.
And as long as that's all set up, you won't, we'll be good. All right, Mr. Emmett?
Not a problem, man. I'm so sorry about this miscommunication. I tried to get in. I thought I was quick enough, but I guess I was just a little bit too short in time there.
It's okay. It's all right. Sorry about that, and we'll see you back on October 28th. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Ms. Charters, can you hear me?
Fuck. I can't.
Just charters.
She can. Can you hear us now? All right.
Yeah.
Today is the date and time scheduled for a parenting time complaint against her for an incident that allegedly occurred on August 4 of 2023. And Mr. Carson, you received the paperwork that Ms. Richala Charters received?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so let's see. So the custody parenting time violation complaint states that Mr. Milner said that they had summertime schedule every other week. Return was expected on August 4 of 2023 at 5 p.m. at Celine McDonald's. And then this was the 5th time I've reached out, including emails to Mr. McFarland, voicemails to our caseworker. And now this is the 3rd letter. I do not drive because of anxiety, was advised not to drive. Okay, so it goes into a bunch of stuff, but
Your Honor, if I can make a brief oral argument.
no, not yet. Okay, so this one wasn't safe. All right, so there are a bunch of them. There's Angela and then Andrew Milner. So there's a bunch of issues. Mr. Carson, do you think this is going to need a hearing, like an evidentiary hearing, take testimony, or?
Well, Your Honor, there actually is an evidentiary hearing on both father and mother's motions to modify custody and parenting time on Friday. If we could possibly add that to the Friday evidentiary hearing, I think that would be good.
All right, Ms. Adams, is that in front of me or the referee?
It's in front of the referee.
Okay, Ms. Charters, do you have any objection to that being added?
No.
Okay, well, Mr. Carson, that makes it easy. So I will, Mr. Anderson, if you could just do an order asking that these issues be addressed on Friday at the court referee hearing.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, thank you, Mr. Carson, and good luck on Friday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh.
Spousal support case, Mr. Smith is supposed to pay, or is this Dr. Smith?
It is.
Oh.
He pay,
He's
if you
supposed
read my notes, it'll give you a little info.
Yeah. Mr. Smith or Dr. Smith is ordered to pay $4,188 a month in spousal support, and he has an arrearage of $4,673. I'll issue a bench warrant for his arrest for failure to pay, and set bond in the amount of $4,673. That's paid today. You are ordered to pay $1,700 a month in spousal support. And as of today's date, you have an arrearage through the end of May would be $6,721. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you understand the maximum penalty for contempt of court for failure to comply with the court order can be up to 93 days in jail?
No.
Okay. So, Mr. Davis, you do have the right to have an attorney represent you at this and all subsequent hearings. If you can't afford to hire one, we can appoint you one at public expense. So, sir, are you going to retain counsel to represent you?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. You do have a right to court-appointed counsel. I'm going to guess if you're supposed to pay $1,700 a month in spousal support, you probably don't qualify for court-appointed counsel.
I don't know, Your Honor.
Do you have a job?
No, I have a business. Your Honor.
Okay, that's a job.
It's
So
closed.
it's closed now?
Yes.
So have you gained other employment?
No, I haven't. I'm closing it down, selling my assets, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, and is the business being sold as well? the property, real property?
It is being sold, yes.
Okay. So, sir, the last time you paid spousal support, you paid a lump sum of $5,200 on January 6th of 23. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Are you able to pay the arrearages owed today?
I'm able to pay $4,000
Okay. When can you pay that?
today
This morning, right now, after lunch?
after the bank opens this morning.
Okay, okay, all right. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set this over to next Monday, for you to pay 4,000, okay? So Monday, it will be Monday, May 8th at 8 AM, okay?
Okay.
And either have it paid by then or bring it in with you,
Okay.
right? Any questions?
Your Honor, my friend of the court, enforcement officer said that I may be able to make the statement.
You can, you can. Go ahead.
Well, I wrote it down because I had dates and things. It's kind of
Okay,
long.
so,
Or I
here's
can-
what I'm saying, if he gives me money, that's all I'm really concerned about today.
Okay.
So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna set it out to Monday for him to pay 4,000. And then I'm gonna give him an opportunity to pay the balance owed, you know, within so many days. And go from there.
Okay.
So,
I'm concerned that he's intending to flee to avoid paying future payments.
oh, we follow him wherever he goes, so, you know, I'm not worried about that as much, but he has the right to leave the state of Michigan. There's nothing I can do about that. He doesn't have a kid. Do you guys have kids?
No, I mean, they're grown. They're
Yeah,
not.
so he can move wherever he wants, but it doesn't mean this goes away. Ever. Okay, so I can issue bench warrants, I can do all kinds of things if he doesn't pay. All right, so, you do have a right to speak in sentencing though, if he ends up pleading and he gets sentenced, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, so we'll see you back next Monday at 8 AM.
I have a question, Your Honor. So I got the business in the divorce, and then as soon as the divorce was final, basically, tragedy hit and it was closed. Now I can't afford that $1,700 a month.
I would say you go ask an attorney. I don't give legal advice on
Then I should, okay, thank you.
All right, we'll see you back May 8th at 8 AM. Thank you.
Thank you.